What's up, guys? Welcome back to the stream. Hope you're doing well. I'm gonna get my glove out. Got all my ducks in a row tonight, so I won't have to resharpen anything, hopefully. And we're gonna start by working down this chunk of coral, trying to get around some of the seams if we can. Let's see what we can do. Oh yeah. Definitely a few little boogers in here, but Kai, what's up? I'm gonna try to get around some of these little issues here. And try to draw this flake off. Yeah, not quite. Let's see. From Wyoming, all right. Tommy Taylor, what's up, dude? Welcome in, man. Oh, not saying you will, but if you do get anything tonight, I did update my Venmo to Gulf Coast Knapping. So I'll have to give you the updated thingamabobber. Later on. Ooh, so it does have a little bit of blue in there. Okay. Fancy schmancy. But we got to get some of this crud out here. So we got to set up a good platform. One that can run or drive all that off. Actually, we have one on this side, funny enough. This should do the job here. Hi, Neolithic Tool Man Taylor, indeed. There we go. It ran it all the way off. It's funny. Looks like I struck it there, but it also looks like I struck it there. That's a mystery. That's funny. All right. Yeah, we caught that bad part. Now, because this side has the color, I want to try to bias this side, which means remove material off this side, which is white, and it has some little inclusions in there. So I would much rather prefer to stay on this side, but again, we don't have much color. So even, or in other words, I don't know if we can keep any orange in there, but we're gonna try. That's what I'm trying to say. And looks like we'll have hints of it either way. We'll see. Said hello from Paul. What's up, Paul? Yeah, I hope I can keep that orange in there. If not, not the end of the world. But it'd be nice if I could. It'd be nice. It'd be nice. I'm gonna take this big flake if I can. See if we can just drive one off. Drive a big one off here. Fun to do. I think it's pretty fun. I can't lie. Get to wallop off some big coral flakes. It's pretty enjoyable, I must say. I must say. I'm trying to remove the top material here. It's gonna be a difficult little process, but I'm gonna try. Weird color for obsidian, yeah, if it was obsidian, yeah. But this is Florida coral. Oh, it's got some blue in there too, look at there. Sweet. All sorts of little mysteries. Yeah, this is coral. Florida coral. And I have a feeling we won't be able to keep this one as long, but I'd rather keep the color in there than to save an inch worth of length on this one. I feel like that's worth a little more. But let's see. We kind of got to get rid of this thickness here. And this is going to begin to eat away at our orange, which is tragic. But we got to start somewhere. That was a good little flake. Knife blade, yeah. Respect the skill of people. Well, thank you. Remind me of Bob Ross. I'll take that. Well, oh, goodness. Okay. Hey, somebody donated. Joshua donated a laughing disco. Let's go. Thanks, Josh. That's kind of you. Thank you very much. Oh, man, don't tell me we got a seam already. Oh, no. Yeah, that's going to break in the middle. How tragic is that? Yeah, it's just going to break. There's really no getting around that one. I knew this would be a rough one. So, you know, things like this happen. And a lot of crud in there, so that's why. But still 2 good spalls. But I want to move to some other challenging rocks to see if I can actually make something from it. This one has more seams than I can count, and it's just really cruddy. But it has potential. Assuming we can get through some of this stuff, there's a chance there might be something here. Not very high, but there's a chance. And it looks like this is just all fire pop stone. So this is a good rock to look at and say, yeah, this just isn't gonna make it. Now the bottom half, there might be something in this region here, but as for everything else, this is kind of one of those no-go rocks, which again, kind of stinks. Yeah, it's just all fire popped. I can't remember how. I think this was a freebie box I got from someone. Maybe from Mr. Yoder a long time ago. And you can see all the little pops in through there where the fire just got too hot. TH, what's up, man? Oh, I thought that said Hikaru for a second. I almost lost my stuff. First time here, what's up? Triton boats are pretty good. I don't know if that's what you're named after, but... yeah, this one's probably a no-go, given all the rough stuff in there. There is a little druzy pocket there. That's pretty neat. But other than that, this is just kind of a waste rock. It's breaking every time I smack it. Yeah. Tragic. Tragic. So I'll put it aside for now. There's also this one that I was hoping to get into today. This one's actually a little glassier than you might think. So we'll give it a shot. First time, all right. What's up? CC, first time, all right. Well, happy to have y'all. First timers. We're working some Florida coral today. I'm trying to see if I can get out all the little impurities, because there's a bunch of them. I mean, a bunch. Kind of like the way this rock looks. It's giving me a good vibe so far. I like it. So we're gonna try to remove a little bit. Hey, let's keep the comments clear, please, and not comment all the highs. Thank you. Yeah, so there's gonna be some coloration in here, I think. It's gonna be pretty nice. Pretty nice. Find airheads all the time. Yeah, I grew up in Alabama too, so I found them there too. Oh yeah. Well, I didn't want to take. Let's So we'll just shoot the other way. And basically, I'm trying to get through these little pockets here of Cortex that I don't want in the final piece of stone. And so I'm just kind of eating my way, chewing my way around it to kind of pile drive through it. I think we finally got a decent opening where we can maybe catch it. Somewhere in through here. Carrie made it. What's up, Carrie? Huge fan. Well, welcome in. It'd be cool if you could save that blue circle there. Yeah, it would be cool. You can't flake over it, so it's kind of, I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it's very unlikely. So I usually try to go ahead and flake through it. That way I don't have to deal with the issues that could arise from keeping it in there. Yep. So some decent flakes coming off of this. But ultimately we're trying to make a big piece of some kind. A big piece. A big blade or something. Okay. Again, just removing flakes. Ooh, there's a little bare spot in there. That's neat. And I'm going to leave this one alone for now. I'm going to try to get through this edge. All right, let me abrade the edge. I literally didn't even notice your channel name is Gulf Coast. Oh, that's funny. From Gulf Shores? Really? That's crazy. And gonna start attacking the thickness on this side with my big old bopper. There we go. What you say, puppy? All right. Again, got a little thickness down here. I want to try to figure out the best way to get rid of it. There we go. All right, now we're finally through some of the rough stuff. So we can now focus on, this will be a decent strike here. Take a spall across the edge. I'm gonna downsize my bopper. I don't need it as big. I think this one will do perfect, and it did. Gonna save a couple of those flakes. And then we're gonna try to make a triangle. Make this the tip, and this the base. So that's my goal right now. Is to keep the base kind of wide as I can. And see, oh, your laughter's here. Yeah, we do got a bunch of folks. So keep the base as wide as we can and try to keep this as long as we can as well. So I'm gonna use my little abrader and then knock a big old flake off. Something about like that will do. Save those flakes. And we got some orange in here, which is kind of neat. All right, so I'm gonna maybe take a flake across the back edge. Whoopsies. There we go. Yep, something like that. I also like this flake here. I think can remove some material. And that's this flake here. Yep. And so flint knapping is predictably removing flakes off of the bottom and the top so that you're left with what's on the inside. And so you can make really nice arrowheads or blades or knives or, you know, whatever you're trying to make. I'm gonna make another big flake here. And see if we can run across the piece. Oh yeah, look at that. So if you were to lay it back up there, you can see how this laid. It actually took a little chunk over here too. And that thins down the top side and leaves you with what's in the middle of the piece. A good little flake to keep there. And we still have this piece of Cortex that I want to get out. But at least now we've flattened the other side, so we can now attack this and try to get it all out. And the reason I want to get it out is because you can't really flake over that Cortex, but you can undercut it and get it out. And why you would want to undercut it and get it out is because flaking into it would just cause hinges, little blips that you don't really want. Like this. I wouldn't want a finished piece and then a big old dark, hinge or step fracture in the point. But now we're at a stage where I think we can try to blow some of this off. And we have a couple ways to do it. I think the most efficient way is going to be establish a ridge here. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to braid it, which strengthens the edge, and then I'm going to run this upward to catch it. So that, whoopsies, caught that hinge there. So what was a real big shadow and just kind of a flaw in the stone is now smooth as silk. And we can save that little flake for later to make something smaller. And now our blade is getting a little thinner. Again, this is kind of a high spot here. Just a lot of mass right in here, so I'm going to try to take that off. See, why isn't this black? Well, it's because it's not obsidian. This is Florida coral. All right, so now we're going to take another flake in through here. You see how I held that? That flake ran all the way across and just flattened this piece out. All right, there's another little flake we could take here. I'm going to set it up by doing that first. And then establishing what we just call a platform. And this is a good angle to strike, so it's kind of a 45-degree angle. It also has some mass here that can be driven off. And it's somewhat isolated so that the force can be driven this way without just widening out. So you have a direct portion that you're striking in order to shoot the force across the piece. I'm going to trim this edge and get this little thick area off next. So I'm going to change the edge geometry a little bit and send a flake off. And now that's thinned down a little bit. So we're getting thinner and thinner to making our final arrowhead or blade. Yep, not obsidian. There you go, Paul. If I sent you a rock, Jake, could you make me something? I get that a lot, and generally I turn it down because there's just so many people doing it. Unless it's an uber special rock, then probably no. But I'll take a look. You'll have to send me a photo. All right, so I'm gonna thin down the base because it's a little wonky back in here. I wanna make it thinner and get that line a little straighter. It's kind of what we're going for. All right, again, a little bit of a hump here, just kind of a chew out, so we wanna thin this down. There we go, now that's a little flatter in through here. Okay, so then I go and I try to find my next thick area, which is gonna be up through here. And a couple ways to begin attacking this. And I'm just gonna go start by just kind of chewing down on it. And that was a good flake too. And the reason that took is because the cortex was very thin there, because generally you can't flake the cortex. But here it was thin enough where it could actually reach the the actual material and draw off a good clean flake. I'm gonna downsize my bopper because I think we can accomplish what we want to with this one. Don't need it to be as big. Kind of minimize the risk a little bit. Now we caught another hinge here. We're gonna try to shoot that off. And I'm gonna take my glove off and do it this way. All right, so look at that. We caught that whole hinge in this flake. However it laid, hey, sometimes I'm bad at puzzles. You have to forgive me. Anyways, we caught that hinge off. So now we've got a thin area next to a thicker area we can begin to shoot off. Hey, somebody sent sparkles. Webbler sent some sparkles. Thank you. So I'm just gonna chew out a little bit more here. Establish another platform to maybe shoot back in through here. Hey, Eli sent a flow state. Appreciate it, Eli. And notice the force drove that flake, following that little ridge right there. And we got a nice sharp flake that can cut through leather fairly easily. Okay. So now I'm gonna work my way down. And the next time we really get a thickness that can shoot across is kind of down here. All right, now we got Nana sent a star. Thank you. Outstanding, appreciate it. So right now I'm just gonna chew my way down a little bit. Chew my way down. Guys, I'm trying to flint up here, folks. Harry sent a goat trophy. Let's go. Dude, that's a hefty gift right there. Thank you. So I'm gonna chew my way down until I have a good way to go across here. Still don't have a good highway to run. So I'm not gonna shoot any big honker flakes yet. But now we're getting to the point where, okay, there is a little area where we can strike. Whoa, somebody donated $2. Texarkana sent $2. How hard is it to learn how to do this? Hey, great question. Everybody like it up for hopefully that's how you pronounce it. Texarkana. And there were some other gifts there too. Sent sparkles. Bob sent a star. Nina sent a 6-7. How hard is it to join? Great question. I think to answer that, I'm a little biased in that in my experience, for me personally, it took a number of years. I would say to be able to get really good, it took me about 5 years. About 5 years of consistent flint napping. However, I know of some younger guys who are able to get up to a fairly decent status in flint napping within about 3 years' time. Younger guys generally have it a little bit better because when you get older, you get arthritis and some other things begin to come into play. But usually the younger guys, if they get started early and they still got their hand strength, then they can really perform and get into some intricate places and have total control on how the flakes come off. And I've seen them progress very much, a lot quicker than some older individuals who maybe it takes 10 years or so to get to a really good spot. But that's my personal experience. But great question. Let's see. Somebody sent a jammin'. I've never seen that before. Code and oh goodness, I can't read that. Sent a jammin'. Well, thank you. All right, now I want to isolate this other side and thin down this thickness in through here. So how do we go about doing that? Well, just like we've been doing everything else, we kind of isolate the platforms that we want to strike. And I have a good highway to run right here. There's a good ridge. That ridge kind of acts like the little dotted lines on a highway. Whoa, we got another donation. Who sent that? Dude, Eugene. Eugene Krabs, no way. Now, what does it taste like? That's I'll like the comment anyways. It tastes, well, I will say every rock tastes a little different. And rocks often do smell a little different too. Now my dog could tell you more than I could, because every time I make an arrowhead, I see if he wants to lick it or not. So he could probably answer that better than I could. But it just tastes like, I guess, a rock. Whatever you think a rock would taste like, that's what it tastes like. So thank you for that question. Hey, Ricky's in the chat. What's up, Ricky? All right, Ricky goes to church with me. This is watermelon. Thanks for the watermelon. Eugene Krabs is a hilarious name. Let's see. Braxton sent a hiding. All right, I've never seen that before. Said hello. Who is sending 40? I don't know. I don't know who's doing it. I'm going to call it out every time, though. I'm just trying to make an arrowhead, folks. All right, so now, thick area. See how it's raised up higher than a lot of other stuff? This is kind of thin, but over here, it's like this is thick. All right, we want to save what's under there, so we want to remove what's on top. And so we're going to do that by lowering this platform, abrading this platform, and then drawing a flake off of this. Whoa, we got some huge gifts coming in. Wait a minute. Let me call these out really quick. Dog Day sent a goat trophy. Another goat trophy? Oh my goodness. All right, huge thank you to Dog Day. Braxton sent a finger heart. All right, thanks, Braxton. Dude, that's incredible. That is incredible. Is that glass? It flakes similar to glass, not nearly as good. But this is Florida coral. So when you think about petrified wood being like wood that's a rock, well, this is coral that is now a rock. Easiest way to explain it. And the natives were able to turn this exact material into, not this exact rock, because I'm doing this rock, but this exact material into arrowheads and blades and all sorts of different things. And so what I enjoy is trying to make replicas, or at least art piece replicas of like G10, like best of the best point types. I just like that. That's kind of my lane, is trying to replicate types. That's just what I personally enjoy. Some people like making, let me see, Texarkana. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Send a star. I don't want to forget anybody, so thank you for that. I just enjoy making particular point types. So I'm not sure what I'm going to make here. Really just depends on how much the stone will give me, how much room it'll give me, what it wants to make. And so I just take off the thicknesses. And then when it's thin enough, I kind of assess, okay, well, how wide and how long are we? And what kind of point types fall in that realm? Because it's impossible to make a 5-inch point out of a 3-inch long rock. So you can only work with what you got, you know? And so, now that may seem obvious, but that's the point of it, is that, whatever you're left with, that's what you can make. There are certain styles that are generally thicker, some that are wider, some that are longer, and whatever I have, I'm like, okay, I think that would make a good blank. And so that's kind of how I go about choosing. Greetings to the Netherlands. All right, I've been there once. It has been a minute. It has been a minute. Do you enjoy it in the Netherlands? I don't know of anybody who lives there personally, so. A little crusty down here towards the base. I may have to deal with that here momentarily. Again, this comes with, all right, well, what are we actually allowed to work with? You know, let's try to get as thin as we can, consistent as we can, and then whatever's left, well, that's what we have to figure out what point style we want. And we can work from there. Question mark? What was your question? For no reason. Well, I think your comment is able to do that for its own. Let's see. All right. Yeah, the comment sections. All right. Okay. Let me just get back to get back to flint napping here. So still trying to thin this down and get it as symmetrical as possible. I am going to downsize my bopper. Let's go with this one. Oh yeah, that was a nice flake. And just try to thin this down a little bit more. The crustiness is this kind of down here, all little choppy little areas here. That's what I meant by that. All right, that was a good flake. Again, I've got a little flake trying to stick in my foot there, but I got it out, I think. Hey, these flakes go everywhere now. It's hard to keep up with all of them. So we're trying to thin the tip down a little bit. Without going absolutely overboard. And that was a good flake. We've also got a lot of thickness here I need to address. So let's see if we can do that here. Somewhere in through here. Hey, let's see. Heavy Love sent a star. All right. Well, thank you. Oh, and you commented earlier. Let's see. Since when have you been doing this? About 6+ years. I almost said the meme, but then I felt like somebody would gift me that particular meme because there's that thingy on here. 6+ years. 6+ years. And I've just enjoyed it. And then one day I was like, well, I'm already flint napping. Why not just make some videos and post them online? And I genuinely do not know why I decided to post online. However many years ago it was, I just did. Gotten badly hurt? Oh yes, I have. And luckily I was able to recover pretty easily. One of my worst was, and the scar's still there, it's hard to see, but I just ripped open my finger there. And it was not fun. That was not a fun day at all. For a number of reasons, that wasn't a fun day. It was like the first time I get to collect at this really awesome spot, and I get there, and the first thing I do is slice it, and just, it's like, man, you know. Funny enough, I don't think I've been there to collect rocks since. Just been too scarred, what can I say? So trying to thin this down here a little bit. On the edge, can you talk a little bit about staying in the edge, the sound the rock makes, and the bopper angle? So on a flake like this, I just see these little hinges. Hey, Kenneth donated something really quick. Sent us. I knew somebody would send that one. I knew it. What's up, Ed? Welcome in. Do you have a favorite place of nature to do this? My garage is usually the best. That way folks on the street don't interact with me too much while I'm streaming. Staying in the edge, the sound of the rock, and the bopper angle. Kenneth sent to stay hydrated. Gummit. That's all right. I gotta answer Kenneth Carrie's question, but I will stay hydrated for you guys. So thank you. Oh yeah. Pure leaf, extra sweet tea. Indeed. Fantastic. All right, thank you for that gift. Or I would have just kept on going. Tea? Oh yeah, sweet tea. Extra. Wait. We got Gourvette's quality snacks. Sent a thumbs up. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. I'll take a thumbs up. All right, so what am I doing? Usually I just see hinges here and I'm like, okay, I need, all right, guys, I'm trying to flint nap. Ruth sent a hiding. All right, well, thank you, Ruth. See a citrus or a clay? I could too. And so I establish, a low area, but if I'm really trying to drive something across and I need the meat there, my platform will almost be in the center line, just about, because I'm trying to really remove something. And here I'm generally, if my platform is good enough and I have confidence in it, I'll just drive straight in. And that little popping sound is usually the sound of kind of a flatter flake roaming. Guys, you keep sending me gifts. Kenneth sent a gift, sent a W. Let's see. Kristen's gonna go. All right, no problem. A shout out. You keep wanting a shout out. No, thank you. Ruth sent a star. Sent a W. All right. All right. And so that flake that came off was kind of where the center line is, but I was able to remove a good chunk of thickness there. And so this one I don't need a chunk of thickness. I just needed that one to roll in there somewhere, because this is already thin enough. So this just needs to terminate in there. These little flakes are actually important because it allows this to be the thicker part and allows like a little bit of curvature on the point so that it's not so flat and so slab looking. Have a good day. All right. Thanks, Kenneth. I appreciate you stopping by. All right. So let's see. Again, got a lot I need to accomplish here. Let's try to dial my thoughts in a little bit. Some of these I'm not sure if they're going to take off, so I'm kind of just... And a lot of these I'm pinching. I mean, as you can tell, that's the best way to support them, obviously. Hey, Ruth, send a thumbs up. Thanks for the thumbs up. I want to try this. What do you need? Good question. All you need is a will and a way, man. A will and a way. So if you want to get into it, FlintKnappingSupplies.com offers flint knapping supplies like boppers and tools and abrading kits. But some of their kits are like, okay, you're not really getting, if it were me, I would get an abrader of some kind, a coarse abrader, a set of 5 boppers, and maybe a pad. But you don't need to buy the pad. You can use like a piece of like a t-shirt, and that'd be just fine. But generally speaking, you don't need technically any of that. You can just, that was a good strike right there. You can buy these copper caps, the smaller ones, at Lowe's and Home Depot for like $1 or $2 a piece. And then just find a piece of wood and JB weld it together, and there's your bopper. Or you can use the ball peen hammer. It doesn't work nearly as well as copper, like at all, but you can use it. You can also do what the Indians did and just use a stone. So if you go and you pick up a stone from your yard, you can use it as a hammer stone to draw flakes off. Now the next question is, well, where do I get stone to work? And you might be in luck depending on where you live. If you live in Texas, you might be around some chert you can find in Raising Cane parking lot, stuff like that. You might be in an area where the chert actually naturally outcrops. So go to your streams and rivers. But the best way to kind of know for sure is to check out Facebook and check out some of the flint knapping groups on there, and then just type your state in. And oftentimes you can pull up what materials form in your state, and that's a good way. But if you just kind of have to and want to use something that works, Go on Facebook Marketplace and there's free TV glass. I mean, people are getting rid of them old TVs now. And glass will work great. That's a cheap option. You can use porcelain, which is just, you know, potty stone, we call it. That'll flint nap. Not great, but, you know, it'll work. And, you know, there's a lot of cheap options. Glass is probably the cheapest. If you have, you know, some glass bottles of some kind, you can bust the bottom of that bottle out. And if it's flat enough, you can make a flat arrowhead out of that. But even if it's not flat, you can nap it and get a feel for it. But ultimately, you want a set of boppers. My favorite boppers are from Richard White on Facebook. He's the guy who I got the boppers from now. And his boppers I really do suggest. I think they're great and are probably the best made while still being the most affordable. Well, not the most affordable, but still being affordable. I really like his boppers. All right, let's keep the chat clean here. Let's not comment all that. What's up, Explorer? My vacation to NL. If you're talking, I went to Texas. I had a vacation to Texas. It went pretty good. It was a couple weeks ago. In Georgia, Georgia, you have coastal. You have Flint River, which is basically a form of coastal. You have Georgia Jasper, and then you got whatever in the world's up in North Georgia. I'm sure there's a bunch of things, but I'm not familiar with North Georgia church because it's generally outside of my deep South realm that I like to stay in. And my favorite is Alabama Coastal, Georgia Coastal, Tallahassee Quartzsite, Coral, and Georgia Jasper. And when you go up north, I'm not as familiar. I just don't concern myself with that stuff. But that's what you find in Georgia. Explorer sent a gold coin. All right, get them revved up, Explorer. About time. Favorite piece you've worked and made? Probably out of Alabama Coastal. I made a boggy branch. It's one of my favorites. By the way, if you see, I don't mean any hostility towards him, by the way. I'm sure he's a nice guy. But if you see folks selling Alabama Coastal on Facebook, or not Facebook Marketplace, but Facebook groups, yeah, you'd probably be wise not to get it, especially if it's raw. I'll just put it that way. Yeah, that's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. Send a star. Oh, thank you. Thanks, man. Or woman. Jordan. That could be either. Suki says, hello, what's up? Kevin says, long time watcher. All right. First time caller. All right. Well, welcome in, Kevin. Leather crafts. Hey, okay. I like leather now. Might be hitting you up. Let's see. Explorer, I posted it, what they look like. All right. Sweet. This is what type of rock? Working some Florida coral. Make your own moccasins. Now that would be neat. That would be neat. That would be neato for show. Neato for show. Now this could be bad, folks. Very bad. Yeah. That is tough stuff. Everything else is like works so good, but right here it is just uber thick and does not want to flake very well. Search for a certain rock around here in Kentucky. Hey, there's some good rock in Kentucky. I hear there's something called Kentucky hornstone. You find the right fields, you might be in an absolute just honey hole. Yeah, look up Kentucky hornstone and see if you can't figure out you a way to see if there ain't some around you, and then I'll be hitting you up to get some material from you. Man, I'm trying to get around this hinge. I just don't think I can do it. I think what I'm gonna have to do is make a stem point and then catch it in from that direction. Cause this, ooh, I did catch some of that. Look at there. My goodness. Shouldn't have said a thing. Should have just trusted myself. 417, what's up? It's been good. It's been very good. What are you making? Good question. I haven't gotten it as thin as I want to go yet, so I'm not sure. Usually it's at that stage where I can be a little more confident. But because of how odd this little placement is down in through here, I'm not even sure if it's going to hold together. So we're going to wait until it doesn't break to figure out what we're going to make, if that makes sense. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Because it very well might break. Ooh, now that was a really good flake though. Hey, we made it to 500 likes. Let's go. Clap it up. So cool. Thank you. We made it to 500 likes. Crazy, guys. Crazy, folks. All right, still drawing some flakes off here. My grandpa has some rock in his garden that looks a little... Yeah, you'll have to check it out. Hey, you never know. You might be surprised. In all likelihood, it may not be anything, but definitely doesn't hurt to look. Doesn't hurt at all to look. Hey, Grandpa, can I have some of those rocks? Yeah, go ahead, son. Take them on now. I know of some people who actually take rock gardens and make or throw old Indian artifacts in there, like old bifaces and not like super nice finished arrowheads or anything, but they'll throw some really pretty stuff in there. So you never know what might be hiding in that old rock garden there. Rocks, yeah. That's really cool. Well, thank you. Thank you. Well, now we got to get to 600 likes, folks. That's our next goal, is to try to get there. If we've got to 500, we gotta try to get to 600. That's the next goal. Oh yeah, look at that flake. That's what we needed right there, folks. All right, let's see. Thinning it down. And trying to get everything symmetrical as possible, as thin as we can within reason. What I mean by that is you don't want any like huge hinges or anything. I'd rather it be nice and thin and somewhat thin than ultra thin and just got 50 hinges in there. I can't stand hinges, so I'm gonna try to make it flat as we can get it. Flat as we can get it. Hey, we jumped from like 529 likes to 542. Shoot, we're nearly at 550. If we get to 550, I mean, we'll be that much closer to 600. And then we'll try to get 1,000. I've only had 1,000 once. Only once. And it was a minute ago. It was like 2 years ago. I'm doubtful we can get there, but y'all might can prove me wrong. But I'm doubtful. I don't know. I'm just not so sure. But anyways. All right, I'm gonna flip the edge here and then try to remove stuff off this side. This side's fairly flat. We got it fairly nice looking in there. Hey, we made it to 550. Let's go. Picks next time you go. Yeah, feel free. Feel free, absolutely. That sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan, Jan. All right, downsize my bopper again. I don't have many sizes left to go. I think 2 sizes left. The tip is good. I'm worried about what's going on down here. That's what's got me concerned. So I'm gonna work my way to it. That's usually the best way to do it. So you can go ahead and establish a good line of flakes. And then once you address it, it's like, okay, this is just kind of next in line. And we already have some things going for us. But here, I don't know. Now that I'm looking at it, I really only have one place to attack. It's not in a great spot either. There's not a lot of thickness here either. So I'm kind of runt. But that was good in the sense that it removed some of the thickness of the middle right in through here. But now I got an area here and here that are just not gonna be easy to tackle. So I've got to try to establish some kind of platform here to remove this thickness and get over this odd hump in the middle. And somehow, some way, we absolutely crushed that hinge. Let's go. Eugene, you're still here, Eugene? What flavor is that one? Well, it is Florida coral still. But you know, if you're talking about ice cream flavors, you got some vanilla ice cream, the vanilla bean, and then you got the caramel just swirling in here. Looks like the yin yang symbol almost on that side. And kind of here too. That looks like the Nike check. All right, so we got this thin down, but now it's this. This side's smooth. This side is smooth up through here. I only have one more to catch there. But it's this base that I'm concerned about. We need to figure that out. Tommy Anderson's in the chat. Where have you been, bro? Where have you been? Or have I just missed you? All right. Let me go ahead and tackle this before I forget about it, which can happen. And I'd rather tackle it now while I have a feeling that I can. And there we go. That gets rid of that thickness there in the middle. And so pretty much our only issue is down towards the base now. So right here is the only issue we have as far as I can tell. And it is a big issue. All right, so I'm gonna start with the little guy here. With just a little, there's just a little joker there that could be picked out. I think that could be 2, but what I want to do is make a corner notch Noonan. Or not a corner notch Noonan, but just a Noonan. And that, I believe, is going to allow me to get in these little angles that are difficult. And before I do that, I do want to make sure my symmetry is right. That way I don't mess up my symmetry down to lane. I want to make sure I already got it in the way that it needs to be. I'm going to do a little work again up here towards the tip. Randy's here. New spring replacement from Ted. I do. I've been moving it down slowly but surely every time it kind of messes up on me. And it gets stronger and stronger because of that. One little area here. I'm hoping this can just flutter into the middle a little bit. Yeah, just kind of flutter in there. All right, now I think, again, it's a little off symmetry-wise. And it needed fixing, so there we go. And we were able to thin down a little bit too. Okay, so that's sweet. So everything is pretty much pristine and perfect on this blade, with the exception of this right here. So that's what we're about to fix. By the way, thanks to everybody who donated. Even Explorer donated a little gold coin earlier. Huge shout out to you. Oh, this is translucent. I did not think it would be. Dadgum. Yeah, that kind of surprised me a little bit. All right, so what do we do with this? Well, excuse me. Smallest bopper. And I'm just gonna go ahead. I want this to be kind of the notch I go into. Finally, something to watch. Yeah, I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Get that off of my foot. Okay, now we're ready. I'm just gonna shoot from the corner here. And just chew out a little area. That I can begin to shoot into, okay? Hey, we did get to 600, let's go. Hey, thanks for calling that out, Beth, or I would have forgot. Yeah, we made it to 611. All right, now our goal is 700. So if we can get to 700, that would be pretty insane, pretty insane. I want to try to get to 1,000 tonight. I don't know how feasible that is. Again, I've done it once, literally just once. But it would be cool if we could do it again. But that was, again, like 2 years ago. That was a long time ago. Is it even possible to do anymore? Who knows? But 700 would be one step closer. Really would be. All right, I'm putting on a little bit now. But 629, shoot. I mean, y'all just, I tell you. Your first truck? Oh, no way. What kind are you going to get, Eugene? You have an idea? All right, I'm going to take my pressure flaker and I'm going to press some flakes off of the edge right here. A turkey tail? I have, believe it or not, I have. And I sold it to someone, I don't know who. Maybe even somebody in the chat. I can't remember. But I had a turkey tail, yeah. Can't remember how long ago. But I've done one. I believe I have. Let me not... I don't want to lie to you. I don't know. It seems that I have. But I can't recall the exact point. But if I were to guess, I'd say yes. Love this stuff? Well, cool. Well, I guess we got to make it to 650 before we get to 700 likes. So we'll take it a step at a time. Step at a time. 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step. And we'll see what happens. Ooh, I can take one here too. There we go. All right, so we're just going a little further into the edge of this stone. Just a little further and a little further. Creep a little further. Yep. A little further. I think this will turn out nice. If we can get around this funky area here, we'll be pretty solid. Taylor Tommy Anderson, I'm telling you now. What's the website called again? Oh, I actually don't have a website. I need to make one. I do not have a website currently. Mostly because I don't know what I put on there. I mean, most of what I make, I sell on here, so. But I guess I could make one just for sake of who I am and what I do. That would be nice. I'm sure folks would appreciate that a little bit. Obviously, websites cost money to, every year to do. But if y'all think that's something I should have, I'll look into it. If we get to 1,000 likes, we got to 650 finally. If we get to 1,000 likes, I'll do a website for sure. Which I don't think we'll get there tonight. So that gives me some time to think about whether I want to do it or not. But let's see. Let us see. Now this is gonna start attacking this thickness here. Let's see what we get here. Feel like a kit I could buy like you're using right now. Yeah, on flint knapping supplies there is. There are some kits floating around. Or if you just type in flint knapping tools, there'll be some websites where you can purchase some similar stuff. My pad comes from Mike Tufts, Tufts on Facebook. My boppers come from Richard White on Facebook. And you can go to my Facebook and look at my friends or whatever. And that's pretty much it. This one came from flintknappingsupplies.com. But I'm kind of shifting away from there because I feel like there are some better quality tools out there. But if you want them for cheap, that's a good option to start. flintknappingsupplies.com. We finally got a little bit of room here. This could be terrible, folks, and probably will be. Well, there's nothing more terrible than nothing happening, so I'll see if I can't get it out eventually. we still got a ways to go on this little notch, so I have a strong feeling we'll get to it eventually. Thank you so much. Yeah, happy to. 662. All right, so our next light goal is to get to 700. Can we get to 700 tonight? That's the question. All right. Now we have another opportunity to see if we can't do some kind of damage into this area here. And let's see what this does. All right, it popped it out, but at what expense is the question. We've got an ultra thin down base here. I'll try to even it out best I can. This is gonna be tough, but you know what? It is what it is. I guess I'd rather it be thin than thick, that's for sure. I think most people would agree. And I bet you this is, oh yeah, that thing glows backlit. Yeah, I don't think there's any way to flake that off, so I'm just gonna pull down and let it be what it be. All right. 669, 673. Yeah, we're getting there. Slowly but surely, we are getting there. All right, now let's move to the other side for another second here. And eventually this base will be done. Yep. Question kind of is, what is going to happen in this little corner here? Either way, I think we'll be solid. I think we'll be fine. Yeah, I thought about pushing it for a minute and then like, nah, I better not. But it did a little bit. I think that little bit helped. Just a little bit. me get my other pad here. And I'll press a couple flakes off. Ooh, 692. We're getting close to 700 likes. You're new here? Well, welcome in. There we go. All right, lay down, Marsh. Marsh is my dog. He likes listening to me flint nap. Just like you guys do, apparently. What you think, Marsh? You making arrowhead, big boy? We making an arrowhead, big boy? Yeah. Oh yeah, this is coming out pretty sweet, folks. Oh, we did make it to 700. Well, that deserves a Diet Mountain Dew break. Absolutely. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Whew. That was good. Yeah, this is way more translucent than I thought. This is nice. This is nice. So let me sharpen my tip here. And now I'm just gonna go down the edge and make it sharper. Or at least a little sharper, not by too much, but a little sharper. Maybe by then we'll get to 750 likes. We'll see. I'd love to get to 1,000 tonight. I just don't think it's feasible. But every like counts, so you never know. All right, so I'm just kind of going down the edge here. And you can already see the difference. We're thinning it out. See how thin and symmetrical this is in opposition to kind of the choppiness of over here. So I'm pressing down on the areas that are below the center of the piece. And then we'll flip it over and do the same thing with the high areas. Which when we flip it over will then be the low areas. So we just keep taking the low areas off. Keep taking the low areas off. We're at 721 likes. There's actually a boat that's made by Phoenix Bass Boats. It's called a 721. Or is it the 921? Now I can't remember. Anyways. And now that we've done that, we have a fairly symmetrical edge. Whereas over here, it may be hard to tell, but it's kind of a little jagged. This is a little up or a little high. This is a little low. That's a little high. Whereas over here, it's a little more straight. All right, so we'll do the same on the other side. Excuse me. Excuse me, that Mountain Dew got to me, folks. Gotta love Mountain Dew. I'm gonna resharpen this. I gotta sharpen my tools so I can sharpen my tools, if you know what I mean. All right, so here we go again. We're 733 likes. We're trying to get to 750. Can we do it? Like the video, dudes. Get them to 1K. Thanks so much. Lance. Oh, no problem, no problem. Glad you were able to tune in for a minute. All right, now I'm gonna flip it over. Do a little bit on this side. 744, we're close to 750. Who sent a gift? Mr. 1WR sent a finger heart, all right. Well, thanks. Thank you very much, that's very kind of you. Bear with me, folks. You hear anybody out there, Bo? This is nice. All right, I'm gonna switch to this pad here. And now we just gotta finish the symmetry. Hey, Pyro sent a star. What's going on, Pyro? That clean 350 sent a star too. All right. Thanks, folks. Very kind of you. Can we see Bo? Oh, that I call him Bo, like Bub, but his name is Marshall. I don't see him. Oh, there he is. What'd you say, Bo? Go for. I'm almost done, okay? You just be sweet, okay? You just be sweet. Yeah, he's a sweet dog. Hey, we made it to 750 likes. Let's go. Now we got to make it to 800. Always off to the next one. Ooh, that's a weird looking bug that just flew on the screen there. I'm gonna try to make this one nice. I'm gonna try to do my best on it. I'm gonna sell it tonight, most likely. It's taken me 80 minutes so far to work this one. Minus about 5 to 10 minutes probably for the first one, so about an hour, 10 minutes to make this. Be a little more by the time we finish, but I'll keep that in mind. I like to keep how long it took me to make in mind whenever I try to price them or think about pricing them. But a lot of times it comes down to the material, how well it's made, and how much I want to keep it. All that kind of comes into factor too. Is it one that I'm like, oh yeah, this is just crazy nice? All right, that edge is pretty much done. So now I got to go to this one. Eugene with the $2. Dude. Oh, Kai's still here. What's up, Kai? Cheese is here. What's up, Cheese? And Tornado Interceptor. Dude, yeah, I remember you. Yeah, you donated some stuff. You and Cheese both did. That is insane. What's up, folks? All right, everybody like it up for Eugene. That was a generous donation there for $2. Eugene Krabs. I love that name, by the way. That is insane. Can we get a cut test on paper or something? Yeah, I cut my leather earlier. I keep cutting it, and I don't want to just like ruin it. I mean, there's a ton of flakes that came off of this. This flake came off of it. I mean, this flake came off of it. And all of these are sharp enough to cut through the leather, obviously. And I don't want to ruin my leather, so and for Eugene's sake, sometimes it's not a lot if it's, you know, something not that crazy. You know, I have some crazy points that there was one last night I wanted to sell for $350. It's probably the best arrowhead I've made. And it's the most colorful. It's a large one. It's ultra thin. It looks like a rainbow in there. But something like this wouldn't be worth nearly as much as that. Not even half. Probably not even a quarter of that. But it depends on size again. So I'm really unsure. I'll have to finish it, take a peek at the translucence, and obviously translucence adds a little bit too. And I know this one's gonna be pretty crazy. So we'll see once we're finished, which should be in the next couple of minutes. But thanks for the donations tonight, Eugene. Incredibly generous. Whoa, we've got a bunch coming in. Who's sending these things? Susan sent a W, or Sus sent a W. Sus sent a laughing disco. Oh my goodness. In here now. We need more likes. Sus sent an unk alert. Oh my goodness. And a laughing disco. What's going on? Oh my goodness. And a floating heart. Why are you sending me all the gifts? I don't deserve all that. You can at least comment and tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're doing it. That's incredibly generous. Eugene, what are you doing, Eugene? What are you doing? Guys, stop. Oh my goodness. Eugene just sent $10. That is huge. Huge right there. What are we doing, Eugene? Everybody like it up for Eugene. Go follow Eugene. Do something. Be nice to Eugene. Eugene's being nice today. I thought that large obsidian blade you made about 6 months ago was pretty epic. Yeah, yeah, and I do like obsidian from time to time. It's just not my go-to. It's just kind of bland, you know. It's just another black rock, you know. Whereas coral has variations. But yeah, you're right, dude. Eugene, that's incredibly generous, Eugene. Hunter, please don't do that. Please do not do that. What is the stone for? It's generally just to make a replica of a particular type. So a lot of times people, especially in Florida for this particular type, may look at this and say, man, I've found points just like that, and I never found a whole one or one that's that thin or that nice, and they just want something to look at in the office, or to put in a case, or to put on their desk. Some people want them to use, you know, like letter openers or box openers or what have you. But generally speaking, I'm trying to make replications of particular types and trying to do my best job. You know, how nice can I make it? How intricate, how thin, how pointy, as I'm trying to do right now, can I make the particular type? And, you know, folks who particularly have grown up around this particular type, or maybe just enjoyed the shape of the blade or the color or the stone that it came from, there's a lot of different reasons people might want it and why I enjoy making it. And so it comes down to the coolness of the stone, colors therein, you know, how thin it's made, you know, what the shape of the stone looks like. Some people only want to buy Clovises. Hey, that's fine with me. I don't make very many. And everybody wants my doggone boggies, and I don't know why. Well, I know why, but I don't know why they want mine. I love my boggy branches. So there's a lot of reasons, but mostly people get them. I mean, there's a variety. Some people just want to support my work, you know? And I don't know. Eugene, how are you just going to slip that by me real quick? How are you just going to slip that by? Dude, what are we doing? Eugene, I don't even think Eugene's your name. Is Eugene your name? Dude, $20? Dude, you've got to quit, bro. No, we cannot. We can't. If you wanted this for $300, you can have it. It's not worth that. So, no, I'm sure you're joking. Help me out how to make an arrowhead like that, please. Absolutely. Hey, by the way, I've got a ton of videos, hundreds of videos on YouTube. You can click on any one of those you like, and I'll probably do a better job at explaining it. But right now, I'm trying to give Eugene his props because, like, I don't know how I can just. Oh, we did make it to 800 likes. Let's go. And Eugene has 15 likes on his last donation. He's getting more better treatment than I am the past minute or two. I hope so, too. Dude, that is incredibly generous. That is incredibly generous. That is, man, incredibly generous. Yeah, I don't know how to respond to that. I don't even know how to say thank you to that. That's just undeserved, man. Please stop. Please just stop. Stop. Yeah, huge props to Eugene. Now you said no. Was that in reference to your name? So you have a different name? I think that was the answer to that question. By the way, if we're at 815 likes, there is no shot that we can't make it to 1,000 by tonight. I don't know if I want to stay up that late, but you know. But Eugene says yes. Oh my goodness. Well, here's what is gonna happen. Here's what is gonna happen. I'm going to sell this point, and I'm going to sell this point, and and then what I'm going to do, well, I may not sell it. I'm going to give a price, and if nobody wants it, that's fine. And then Eugene is going to email me his address, and I'm going to send him something for free, because I can't just let him get away with what, 40 something plus dollars worth of donations. That we can't allow that to happen. So so we're gonna allow Tommy to or Tommy, your name just came across. Eugene to get something of mine for sure, if it's not this point. Now, I'm gonna be honest, this point is really nice. The only real issue is kind of this little gouge out area here. It's not overly thick, it's kind of the opposite. It's kind of a thin area in that pocket there. Dale, what's up, Dale? I actually sent a package. It took me a little longer, but I sent a little medium box to you yesterday, day before, something like that. There's some usable stone in there, some iffy stone, a little bit of everything. If you don't like it, you can tell me. So, but dude, I really appreciate the bone you sent. Dude, Eugene, what are we doing, Eugene? Eugene, you need to stop, son. You need to stop. That's what you need to do. Actually, here's what we are going to do. Here's what we are going to do. Eugene, I want you to tell me, and everybody like it up for Eugene. Eugene, tell me what state you're from. That's what I want to know right now. I want to know what state you're from. Because I'm curious. I'm just curious. I need you to tell me what state you're from. Because I might have something better. Upper Michigan. Oh, crud. Michigan. Michigan. What stone is up near Michigan? What states are up near Michigan? Is Ohio near Michigan? Send him the point? Yeah, I mean, obviously. I'm going to give him a choice here in a minute. What states are nearby Michigan? Is there Flint Ridge up there? Is there, I'm trying to think of some things. Ohio borders Michigan. Mid-Michigan shirt. I have some authentic points from, I believe, Ohio. I know I have some from Kentucky. I got a bunch from Kentucky. Wisconsin, okay. I don't have any Wisconsin ones. 52 from Eugene, that's crazy. That's crazy. Dude, this, every time I look at this, I'm just in awe. This is goodness. Canada's near Michigan, okay. Because generally, when someone is overly generous, I like to send them, if they're a flint napper, some extra rock. But generally, if not, I like to send authentic arrowheads from the place that they're from. And a part of me wants to do that plus an arrowhead. Because something, I mean, let me just go in there and look. I think that's what we need to do. I think we're just gonna go in there together, and Marshall can come too, and we're gonna look and see what we have. Because I might have something, and y'all I'm sure would love to see some portions of this collection. So let's just do that. Sorry, I had to take a sip of of Diet Mountain Dew here. All right, Marshall, you gonna lead the way? All right, let's go inside. All right, let's go inside. And we're gonna, he doesn't want anything, obviously. We're gonna send him something for show. We're gonna send him something nice. Lead the way, Marshall. Now, I'm not gonna show you my house, just for privacy reasons. I mean, we've got who knows how many people who've watched the stream and will watch it, and I don't want anybody knowing my business, you know what I mean? All right, so let's see here. Now, some of you guys have seen this, and some of you guys have not. So I'm just gonna show it either way. I don't have much light in here, tragically. Let's turn this little light on. All right. And maybe I can turn the flash on here too. Oh, no, I can't. Let me get a... Oh, there is a lighting section. Interesting. Huh. All right, so I'm going to put this up here. Don't let me forget that. And, all right, that lighting section isn't going to work. Let me get a flashlight. Let me get a flashlight. Bear with me, folks. I either have a couple in here. I know I got one in the garage. Does this one work? That one is out of batteries. Let me grab something. I'd rather do this the right way. Bear with me here. And then we'll get back to maybe a little bit of flint knapping. Backity back. Ooh, I got a headlamp. That'll be perfect. Thanks, Dad. I knew this would come in handy. Oh, yeah, that's bright as mess. This is going to be perfect. Let's go. Dad coming in clutch with a Christmas gifts. Here we go. I knew I'd need this flashlight. All right, put it around my noggin here. There we go. Dadgum, this is bright. All right, here we go. Here we go. This is bright as all get out. All right, so I got some stuff from DC Waldorf. And again, he makes some really good points. Now, they aren't, some of them are thick and jagged. I mean, obviously, this is the one I made tonight. I try to go for, oh, my phone's in the way. Thin and flat, and anyways. So we just have a different style. You know, my buddy Lewis made this one. I got some authentic bifaces and preforms up here from our area. I think Tommy Anderson sent me this one. I can't remember, but I have that cross. Jennifer Mobley gave me this one. No, Jennifer Mobley gave me this one. There was another, I think Mike Tufts. Who gave me this one? Somebody from the chat gave me this one too. Let's see. This is one of my first arrowheads. This was also like really one of my first. You did? Yeah, it's here. It's on my top shelf of gifts. I figured that was you. This is a piece of chert that has, whoopsies, a little sand dollar, a little discoid in there. My buddy Lewis made this one. And anyways, down here we have some authentic stuff. This is from Kentucky, a Motley, whatever that little guy is, and I have them labeled. Now, the bottom row is all from Tennessee. Some Tennessee points. Big Slow. All right, Buck Creek. Fort Payne shirt. These are some from Texas. This is an actual authentic obsidian one from Oregon. This is, I don't even know what this is, but somebody gave it to me. And somebody gave me this too. It's actually kind of heavy. Labeled it a slate toggle something, St. Lawrence Island, whatever. Oh, I do have a Missouri one, but that's not Michigan. I have a Virginia point. And then I have some more Tennessee ones here. Let's see. Ooh, that Jack's Reef is cool. That is neat. That's another Jack Reef's. Small one. LaCroix. Not sure. No, many of these were given to me. All the ones that I found, I gave to my buddy Lewis because we find them in like the same field. So I just gave it to him. These are ones that have just been given to me. Adena blade. Just people out of their kindness, you know. And also some down here, let's see. So these are from Mississippi. Tuscaloosa gravel chert, Burlington. That's Illinois. How close is Illinois to Michigan? That's pretty close, ain't it? Or am I off? Let's see. I think this is Kentucky. Some of these are Kentucky. I'm not sure what the other ones are. That's why I threw them together. I wasn't sure. That's an interesting little dovetail looking point. This is from the Columbia River. Then these are from Upper Alabama. Dalton. A little blunt. An Adena blade. This is a little guy. Like a 7-hour drive. Wait, did you donate another 20 bucks? Oh no, okay. I was about to say, yes, it was. Maybe you did. I don't know. Goodness, I don't know what you're doing. Did I show these off? No, I haven't yet. Little drills from Alabama. 7-hour drive now. Okay. Fort Payne, Pickwick. That's a little pointy guy. Ooh, that came on. There's a little hair there. Big Sandy. It's a big old motley. A Dalton. It's a nice one. Here's Indiana. Well, southern Indiana. But that's a nice, what is that, a Hardin? What is it labeled as? I don't even know. I don't know my upper types here. Oh, Buck Creek. Okay. Arkansas, Illinois, and Arkansas. Labeled boxes. Yeah, mine are too. Now, these are all casts down here. These are some of my earlier points. These are some clay pipes, but earlier points back there. This is an interesting mammer jammer. Looks pretty cool. Yeah, I'm not sure where that's from. I don't even know what that's worth. It's broken, I know that. Oh, this is some of the PB&J chert before I knew what it was. Even practiced my signature on it. I need to turn that into something, actually. All right, let me close this. Oh, I don't need to forget that point, by the way. And then I've got some cases back here. These are some authentic bifaces from our area. Little drills or, you know, scraper tools, whatever. But then I got, let me move this ball here. Marshall doesn't like this ball. He's scared of that ball. Scared of that ball, Bo. I just haven't gone through these cases and labeled them. But there's a little bit of everything. There's a bunch of authentic ones in here. Oh, let's do that. Some of these are Flint Knapp by DC. Lewis, what's up? Or Luis. Marshall says hi. We also got this case. This has a bunch of authentics and then just a couple of modern ones like these two. There's a nice celt in here, stone celt. Marshall, back up, son. It's got a chip in it. But boy, that is nice. This is also an authentic one. The base is slightly chipped. Some of these are from the Deep South. That one's not. And then some of these are made points. These are all real here in the corner. This is obviously a real one. Looked like it had been glued at one time. There's a Lockaloosa Noonan stem point. There's a boggy branch type 2. Hand grooved axe? I'm not sure. Got some stuff in there that's interesting. I don't think anything from that place though. Oh, there's another one of authentic Buck Creeks. Oh, there's this one though. That's a little copper. Is that copper? No, it would be green if it was, I think. Looks like some steel or not sure what that is. I'll have to do my research. I've got it all labeled, but I haven't gone through the collection yet. So I need to do some looking. What you doing in Tennessee? I thought you were in North Carolina. Yeah, you there for work or having them sitting in one? Yeah, it was in the other case. Then this one has a couple makes and then a couple authentic doings. Up there are authentic and up through here are authentic. Looks like an Evans Point kind of. Ooh, that one's interesting. Anyways, I haven't gone through these and labeled them yet. And then I've got my personal collection in a couple spots and also under here. So trip for a wedding. Okay. Well, that's exciting right there. Oh, is this Austin or is this Luis? Because Austin, you have is it Alex or is it oh, I can't recall now. It's hard to keep up with the names. It's Austin, Alex, and oh yeah, it was Austin. Yep, Airhead, you may. Oh, sweet. It should be on the way. Therapy groups for collectors, right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, I'm being honest. This one here, to put a price on it, I would honestly want somewhere around $75 for it, or not, if not more. But I want to give him a free gift for sure, absolutely. And I'm gonna find him something probably that I have made, if not make him something, and send him something nice, if not a couple things that are nice, because that is incredibly generous, Collecting is therapy. See, yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Let's get back in here and do some flint knapping. 853. I was thinking we'd for sure get to 1,000 by then. Come on, Marsh. Well, I don't want you to donate anymore. YouTube has this weird thing where like YouTube takes its doings, you know. It's not a 1-to-1. But I would absolutely give you something similar. But yeah, I would probably want around 75 for it. But I want to give something to you absolutely. If not something nicer than this one, just for free. Well, for free. I want to get, or in other words, I want to give you something double the price of what you sent me just because of your kindness. And I just need to figure out what it is. But I intended to sell this one for sake of, I don't know. I guess either way is fine. Jesse, what's up? What to do? I think, I mean, that's a hard choice. A part of me wants to sell this one as it is, just for 75 if anybody wanted it, because I feel like that's what it's worth. And then for you, I'd go pick out something maybe even worth $100 that I've made, or maybe I still have to make it and make you something special for what you've done. So that'd probably be what I do. We'll see you, Austin. Austin's family, by the way, for those who are curious. We'll see you, buddy, and enjoy your vacation. But yes, if you ended up wanting it, yeah, you could do that, Eugene. But I would prefer to send you something even nicer, maybe even something a little bigger. and do it that way. You have to go to bed. Poor guy. Poor guy. That's all right, buddy. Because I make all sorts of different blades. This is one I had, I showed last night. It's one of my favorites. It's just a big old clay point. And then I made this one, and I'd say the least that I would take would be 100. For Tallahassee quartzite, that's just kind of insane. Yeah, I think what what I would like to do is just sell this outright, and then I want to be able to send you something that's special. In other words, you know, I don't know if that makes sense, but why do I still have this light on my forehead? I'm a moron. Did you send that blue rock yet? No, it's still over here. I mean, I'm still working on it. But that one's gonna be insane. That's gonna be something really special. Or in other words, Eugene, I'll put it this way. YouTube takes generally about 30% of what's donated. That just is what it is. I mean, I can't really get around that. And then I'm always taxed for it, so I have to pay 30% of what's remaining, or about 20% of what's remaining, taken off of that. And so, at the end of the day, what might be donated is half of what it actually is. And so that's what gives me a little bit of pause. Is I would rather, it go through like PayPal or Venmo rather than, or in other words, I don't know of a good example. Say I made like $100 point, and there might be, $60 in incredibly generous donations, but it's hard to justify, still selling a $100 point when you might get, half of it out of there. So I want to make sure that what you donate, you're going to get way more than what you donated for, and still be able to get what I feel like is value out of this one. Hopefully that makes sense. I want to be fair too, but you'll buy it as it is. I want to do something really nice for Eugene. Eugene was incredibly nice. I have some good options that I haven't shown of some of my personal points. And I think that's what I'd like to do is go through my personal stash and send something really incredible to Eugene, and then sell this one as is. This one I wanted 75 for. And if you're okay with that, just send me your address and I'll send you something this good or better. But just out of my personal stash. That way I don't feel like, I'm getting kind of half of what I'm worth, or what a point's worth. I'm not worth a thing. I'm just a guy on here. But yeah, Eugene, you're incredibly generous. We're gonna make sure you get something out of your donations that you're really, really proud and happy with. Might even do some petrified wood. I mean, I never get rid of petrified wood, but it's pretty uncommon. But that's kind of small. I'd rather do something big. But Eugene, this is still open to you for 75 if you want to do 75. But I would say that if you wanted to pay $50, you could have this for $50 because that would probably equal out maybe not. I don't know. Now I can't recall. Anyways, but I like this one. It's translucent. Let me get to napping a little more, and we'll see if we can get to 1,000 likes. I want to get to 1,000 likes. I know it's going to take forever, but I want to see if I can't get there. We're that close, folks. I might as well, right? I might as well. Dude, this light is frustrating. I do not want it on my forehead. All right, let's see. Or at least not for hours on end. All right. Oh, and by the way, my email is gulfcoastknapping@gmail.com. So that way you'll have it. That way you'll have it. Let's see. Let's see. A couple of things I can work here for sure. In fact, where are my glasses? Where'd I put my glasses at? Did I lay them down inside? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, I can't do any big boy napping. I just gotta do a little bit. I don't want to hurt my eyes. Here, let me find something good here to nap. This one was interesting. And this one's kind of a long one. And sounds good, Eugene? All right, cool. Cool beans. Let's see here. By the way, huge shout out to Eugene. That's very kind of what you did today. I'll make sure I'll respond with some similar kindness. All right. All right. Here. Oh man, oh, there's a little bit of blue in there. Oh boy. Kent says, where in the Gulf Coast are you? I'm in Alabama. I usually don't like to get too much more specific than that, because there can be some weirdos out there. But yeah, I'm in Alabama. All right, so we're gonna thin this down a little bit. I'm gonna try to see if I can turn the corner here. I don't know how well I can, but I'm gonna try. Ooh, this is gonna be tough. This is gonna be really tough. There's not much here. Panama City? Oh, no way. That's really cool. I went there when I was young and enjoyed it. I don't enjoy the beach nearly as much now. Mostly because I haven't been. And every impression I got of it was there's just a lot of crazy folks out there drinking and doing some crazy mess. But that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. All right, well, that's a little more dense than I thought it would be. Oh no. This might have to be a bowl and bevel, folks. Either that or a boggy branch. I could pull out a boggy branch out of this. Or not, because this thing is dense as all get out. Well, that's what happens, folks. You break all of them. I actually got your email, Eugene. I appreciate that, man. Did archaeology all over the coast for 7 years before moving to Ohio. No way. Are you going to go to the Nap-In up there at Coshocton in September? I plan on being there. I hope to be there. Now, this one is kind of a dense coral. I've broken like 3 of these jokers tonight. They just don't seem to hold together for me well tonight. Let's see. Oh, that moth got in my eye. Come on, man. It's got some lucense to it, a little bit. Yeah, I'll send you something, Eugene. Not a problem. I'll be happy to. Just started napping again after napping class in Florida. Still a beginner. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Where at in Florida are you? Or is that when you started? Just started napping again after learning on, oh, after learning on glass in Florida. So you're in Ohio now. I gotcha. I gotcha. In Ohio now. Yeah. Are you gonna go to that nap-in up there at Coshocton? Because I'm planning on going. I didn't know if you were aware of that. The Coshocton nap-in. I think it's September, the first week in September. It would be my first time going if I end up going. I kind of just want to meet some folks. Hey, maybe Eugene can go there too. Yeah, I got your email, Eugene. Yeah, I'm gonna send you something for sure. Yeah, there's a nap-in up there, Eugene, in Ohio, first week of September. I think it's in Ohio. Coshocton's in Ohio, right? I think. I don't know. I don't live up yonder. Anyways, wasn't aware. Would love to. How to find details? Just look up Coshocton nap-in, KNAP-N on Google. I bet you it'll pull up a Facebook thread or something. It should be September like 3rd, 4th, 5th, something. Labor Day. I think it's Labor Day. Anyways, it's first week of September. It's the biggest nap-in in Flint Napping, and I have not been. So if you go, it'll be both of our first times. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's pretty nice. Why? It says, do you ever use the antler? I do. I do. Just not super often. Because generally, I like the way that I like the way that copper releases the flakes. But antler can absolutely be used too. And I'm eventually going to do some videos where I dial in the antler so it performs a little bit better for me than just kind of just picking a random one up and working it. But yeah, antler absolutely works too. For sure, for sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. 5 hours from me, September, what do I need to do to participate? I'm going to be honest, it's like 10 and a half hours from me. So you got me beat by a mile. Well, by hundreds of miles. I think it should tell you on a pamphlet or on a sheet, like $5 a day or something like that. I don't know. They got something going on that you can find and figure it out. I don't even know if I'll set up. I might just go for the day just to chill out and hang out with people. I really do not know. So we'll just have to wait and find out. But I'm done for the day. I'm tired. It's been a 2-hour plus stream. We didn't make it to 1,000 likes, guys. Come on now. Come on now. When you're done, see, everybody asks that. If I do that, I'd never get anything accomplished. But I do give them free to my family. Austin, who was here earlier, I made him one a couple days ago for free because he's my buddy. But anyways, well, thanks guys for tuning in. 2+ hours. Hopefully you got some enjoyment out of this. Huge shout out to Eugene. I'm going to send him something in the mail probably later this week. I got to either make something new or figure out something nice to send. And anyways, yeah, I'm going to end it there. Thanks so much, everybody. Kai, were you on here for the whole stream? Because that's insane if you were. And I do appreciate that. I do appreciate. You know who else was here for the whole stream? This booger right here. TH was too? Man. Absolute legends. Legends. You ready to go inside, Bo? You ready to go inside? You just want some loving, huh? All right, well, thank everybody for tuning in. Huge thanks to those who donated. And we shall see you maybe tomorrow. We'll see. You ready to say bye? All right. Bye, guys.